Welcome to Tuesday, the 22nd day of April, 2025. Your Day Weather podcast brought to you by ConverseCountyTourism.com. Feel the energy of Converse County. Explore Douglas's Railroad Heritage, Ayers Natural Bridge, and the Jackalope Legend. Glen Rock boasts scenic trails, dinosaur history, and small town charm. Plan your visit at ConverseCountyTourism.com. Well, we're going to have some coolness in the north, mild in the south, but overall, this is going to be a pretty nice day for a lot of you. The exception will be up in North Dakota, Montana, and up into southern Canada. Elsewhere, mild temperatures and a few isolated showers and thunderstorms today. The shower and thunderstorm activity going to be very spotty. But as low pressure begins to be west of the Continental Divide beginning tomorrow, as you'll see here in a moment, we're going to see better thunderstorm chances along and east of the divide as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. And tomorrow, there's even the risk of a few thunderstorms getting strong to severe in some areas. Now, there's going to be a common theme here over the next 4 days, next 4 to 5 days, and that's that the better moisture chances will be along and east of the divide and into the plains because of the pattern that's evolving between now and Saturday. Then as we get into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week, things will be a little bit different. What we have is a persistent weak upslope that's going to develop along and east of the divide. And what that will do is just basically introduce higher humidity air from the east, push it uphill, and then the trough of low pressure to our west, helping to draw that moisture westward, will also add some instability. And the time of year with the days longer and the nights shorter, the sun acting on things a little bit more, and that's going to get showers and scattered thunderstorms kind of going for a few days. Now, upper low, another upper low that's going to be kind of stalled out to our west over the next few days, will begin to move eastward Sunday into early next week. So as that trough passes through, it will be a weather producer, bringing colder temperatures and unsettled weather to both sides of the divide by late in the weekend and into early next week. Some nice shots of the sky and clouds yesterday. Very spring-like look to things with the way the clouds are, mixed in with blue sun and some weak shower and thunderstorm activity yesterday. You can see there in the Douglas area. And then up north in northern Wyoming, you can see the showers and isolated thunderstorms. They weren't amounting to much, but made for a great shot there. And then a little bit of rainbow activity coming in behind it. And we're going to see that, especially beginning tomorrow in many areas. Now, here's a photo I wasn't expecting. Now I'm hungry this morning. I guess this is some type of ritual sacrifice to the weather gods. That looks like it's off to a good start in terms of sacrifice. So it looks like I'm going to have to have a cinnamon roll here later this morning. Satellite photos show a lot of clear skies across the west. Right now, we have this upper low. This is what came through yesterday. This upper level low is going to make it wet over Saskatchewan, Manitoba, northern areas of North Dakota, and there will be some coolness and some showers on the backside of this across Montana today. But really elsewhere, today is going to be a pretty nice day. The frontal system, we have a stationary boundary here that's not going to be very active. There's the low over North Dakota. Then you see a lot of H's here across the west. When we take a look at how things will evolve, pretty innocuous looking weather pattern here today. But this upper low right here is going to settle in and drift very slowly south into the Great Basin over the course of the next couple of days, as you'll see here in a moment. Today, the activity for thunderstorms and showers will be mainly in those blue areas. Now you can see down the red into Texas there, curving up northeastern into parts of Oklahoma. Could see some strong to severe thunderstorms. This is the beginning of moisture increasing from the south and east into this region here today. But you can see there's not a lot of activity elsewhere today, but there'll be a little bit of it right here. There'll be some virga, some sprinkles in a few spots. And you can see the precipitation over the next 24 hours will be mainly up near that U.S.-Canadian border area. Spotty activity elsewhere. So not much going on today. By late tomorrow afternoon, there's that low sinking south right along the border there, and that's going to settle in and sit there for a day or two. What will happen over time, beginning Wednesday into Thursday, will be this difference in air pressure from the counterclockwise spin of this low and high pressure building in the central plains and bringing clockwise flow this way. And we'll see that evolve, drawing that moisture westward. So this is the lightning potential for Wednesday afternoon. So you can see what was in West Texas today expands northward into eastern Colorado, western Kansas, then gets as far north as Nebraska, maybe far southern South Dakota, and parts of southern and eastern areas of Wyoming there. Weak activity west of the divide. That won't do much, but here the moisture will be increasing. And when we go step forward into Wednesday night, so there's Wednesday afternoon, but notice the activity goes into the overnight hours and all the way into Thursday morning. So tomorrow afternoon, evening, and overnight, along and east of the divide there'll be some showers and thunderstorms scattered about. There's even a risk of severe weather. Now this is for tomorrow. There's a marginal risk of severe weather in the darker shading green. Bigger threat of severe weather down there in West Texas and far southeastern New Mexico. General thunderstorm coverage elsewhere, and there's even a risk for some hail with some of those thunderstorms. Not expecting a widespread severe outbreak, but tomorrow, a few strong thunderstorms could be in the mix in some areas where you see that shading. Then as we go into Friday, the low kind of deepens there along the west and stays there. That's Saturday, and that's Sunday into Monday. In fact, that last frame there is Monday. So you can see that the low is going to hang to the west areas of the divide, west of the divide, for about a 3 to 4 day period. So the dynamic between the high here, the clockwise rotation, the counterclockwise rotation around here is going to draw moisture upwards into an areas east of the divide. And it really shows well when you look at the surface pressure pattern. Then we'll take the surface pressure pattern, we'll match it with the lower level moisture pattern, and you can kind of see how things develop. So these are the surface pressures for late this afternoon. What you want to just kind of see is where the lows are. We've got the low pressure forming near Las Vegas there as that low comes sliding in off the west coast. Where you see these brighter colors, you have high pressure. And what you're going to want to watch is what happens with the black lines or lines of equal pressure, isobars, that are along right here, and then see how things develop over the course of the next few days. So tomorrow, we'll see this evolve a little bit more. So today it's a weak gradient from the high up here, the clockwise flow, and the counterclockwise flow around the low pressure here. It's a weak, but it's starting to set up. Tomorrow, it gets more developed. And you see these lines here going right up from the plains. Then we've got the low still here. We can put a high here. That's Thursday. See the gradient getting tighter right here? Here's your high up here. Your low pressures stay here. So basically, it's very persistent, and that's into Friday. So today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you can see the gradient right here, and it gets stronger and builds in over a 3 to 4 day period. So that's upslope. And then watch how this evolves. So what we're showing you is precipitable water, which is a good measure of how much water is in the air. The green and the blue and the white is where there's adequate moisture. If a shower was to develop or a thunderstorm, you would likely get rain. But these colors don't mean it will rain on you. That's important. It just shows where the higher humidity air is going to be. But watch what evolves. We just showed you how the pressure changes, and the winds will turn along and follow those pressure contours. So this is today. A lot of brown and a lot of white. You can see the blue and green down here. But look what happens as the upslope is given time. That airflow needs time to bring that moisture westward. So that's by late afternoon today. This is by late afternoon Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and into Saturday. So you can see it starts dry, gets more moist, and is persistently moist. But notice the brown west of the divide. So when you get west of the divide here, the chances of showers and thunderstorms will be much less. the thunderstorm and shower activity will be along the green areas. So there's a 3 or 4 day period where that moisture is going to be along and east of the divide and deep enough that with the heat of the day, occasional scattered showers and thunderstorms will be around. Hopefully, you'll get under a few and pick up some needed rain. We'll have more for you tomorrow. Have a good Tuesday.